As the political landscape in the United States continues to shift, recent remarks by prominent Democratic figures have sparked discussions about the party's direction and messaging. With President Donald Trump back in the White House, the Democratic Party finds itself grappling with how to effectively counter his administration's policies and reconnect with voters disillusioned by previous election outcomes. The awkward rhetoric from Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz serves as a stark reminder of the challenges facing Democrats in articulating a coherent and compelling narrative. During a recent event aimed at encouraging women to run for office, Harris reverted to familiar campaign themes, claiming that Trump is inciting a constitutional crisis. However, her attempt to draw an analogy from a group of elephants at the San Diego Zoo reacting to an earthquake fell flat. As soon as they felt the earth shaking beneath their feet, they got in a circle and stood next to each other to protect the most vulnerable. Think about it. What a powerful metaphor, she stated, but the metaphor left many questioning its relevance and effectiveness. Similarly, Governor Walz made headlines with his own peculiar remarks while speaking at Harvard's Kennedy School. He described himself as capable of code talking to white men, suggesting that he could ease their concerns about voting for a Democrat. "I was the permission structure to say, look, you can do this and vote for this," Walz said, a statement that raised eyebrows and underscored the party's struggle to resonate with a broader electorate. These instances of miscommunication highlight a significant issue for the Democratic Party: a failure to present a clear and innovative alternative to Trump's policies. While Democrats often critique the incumbent president's actions, they have yet to effectively communicate their own solutions to pressing issues such as border security, trade, and the national deficit. The general public remains skeptical, as evidenced by a recent CNN poll indicating that nearly half of U.S. adults believe Trump has performed better than Harris would have in office. Despite the Democrats' attempts to regain footing, Trump remains a formidable opponent, with many voters still expressing confidence in their choice to support him. A Washington Post-ABC News Ipsos poll revealed that 40% of registered voters felt Trump was better equipped to handle national challenges compared to 32% who favored congressional Democrats. This sentiment affirms a growing perception that Democrats have become synonymous with the status quo, failing to inspire confidence in their leadership or vision. Compounding these issues, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker recently called for mass protests against Republicans and labeled Trump a madman in a speech aimed at energizing the party base. However, such combative language may alienate moderate and undecided voters who are crucial for any future success. The Democrats' reliance on anti-Trump sentiment and reactive criticism has proven insufficient in building a compelling case for their policies. As the Democratic Party faces its internal challenges, upcoming conventions will provide platforms for both major parties to refine their messages and strategies. The Wisconsin Republicans are set to convene in mid-May, where they will discuss their recent electoral setbacks and strategize for the 2026 elections. Questions about fundraising discrepancies and the party's future direction will undoubtedly dominate the discussion, similar to the introspection that Democrats will undergo at their own upcoming events. Moving forward, both parties must confront the realities of a divided electorate and the evolving priorities of American voters. For Democrats, the path ahead will require a concerted effort to articulate a bold and distinct vision that resonates with a broad spectrum of the population. Without this, they risk remaining in the shadows of a Trump-led Republican Party which continues to capture attention and support despite its own controversies. As the political discourse intensifies, the ability to connect authentically with voters will be paramount for both parties in shaping the future of American politics. In a nation grappling with rising political tensions and economic uncertainty, the Republican Party faces a pivotal moment as it prepares for crucial upcoming elections. Recent events have drawn attention to the party's internal dynamics and its strategies moving forward, particularly in states like Wisconsin and Ohio, where local leadership is rallying support and addressing voter concerns. During a recent Lincoln Day dinner in Salem, Ohio, Republican leaders gathered to celebrate party unity and reflect on their priorities. Keynote speaker Senator Bernie Moreno reinforced the Republican stance on economic growth and energy policy, stating, "If you want to do business in Ohio, create, build, and be additive to our communities, we're going to welcome you with open arms." His remarks underscored a broader narrative within the party that aligns business interests with community welfare, a theme echoed by Representative Michael Rulli, who criticized the Democratic focus on renewable energy technologies. Rulli remarked the only way forward for clean energy technology was natural gas, emphasizing a belief that traditional energy production remains vital for economic stability. As local GOP leaders celebrate their achievements, they also confront significant challenges. A recent poll highlighted that 25% of American voters prioritize educational efficacy, indicating a critical area where the party must assert its influence. This sentiment resonates particularly with Republican voters, 28% of whom expressed concern over the effectiveness of current educational policies. The party's focus on education could play a crucial role in its appeal as it gears up for the 2026 elections, where issues surrounding school funding and curriculum are expected to dominate discussions. In Wisconsin, the Republican Party is preparing for its state convention later this month, where it will address the fallout from recent electoral defeats, including a significant loss for its Supreme Court candidate. The party's fundraising disparities with Democrats have also raised eyebrows, with the Democratic Party reporting a staggering $29.4 million raised in the last election cycle compared to the Republicans' $7.4 million. These financial challenges, coupled with questions about leadership and strategy, suggest a need for introspection as the party seeks to unify and energize its base. The convention will also serve as a platform for potential gubernatorial candidates to emerge, with Washington County Executive Josh Shoaman already announcing his intentions to run. However, the party must navigate internal controversies, including the recent implementation of a new code of conduct aimed at fostering a more cohesive party environment. This move follows previous issues that have drawn criticism and highlighted the need for a more disciplined approach to party leadership. As Republicans across the country grapple with these challenges, they remain committed to addressing the concerns of their constituents. In Ohio, the focus is on local taxation and public safety, with officials advocating for the renewal of a critical county sales tax to support law enforcement. Columbiana County Republican Party Chairman Dave Johnson emphasized the importance of funding, stating, "The only person who benefits from that are the criminals," underscoring the party's commitment to public safety as a key electoral issue. The upcoming months will be crucial for the Republican Party as it seeks to learn from past mistakes while rallying its base around core issues such as education, public safety, and economic growth. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the effectiveness of the party's strategies in addressing these concerns will be pivotal in shaping its future success and relevance in American politics. With the 2026 elections on the horizon, the Republican Party must not only unify its messaging but also demonstrate its ability to respond to the pressing needs of voters across the nation. In a pivotal moment for American democracy, the American Constitution Society (ACS) has called on the U.S. Senate to uphold the rule of law by carefully considering judicial nominations amid a backdrop of significant political turmoil. The organization's statement, released on May 5, 2025, comes in response to the Trump administration's recent nomination of Whitney Hermendorfer to the Sixth Circuit. This nomination has sparked a renewed dialogue about the importance of maintaining an independent judiciary capable of resisting undue influence from the executive branch. As the ACS emphasized, the courts play a crucial role as an independent and co-equal branch of government, particularly in an era characterized by what they describe as constitutional chaos under the Trump administration. Judges from across the ideological spectrum have demonstrated this by withstanding the administration's assault on the legal profession and the rule of law, the statement reads. This assertion highlights the judiciary's resilience in the face of challenges, as many judges have worked to slow or halt some of the administration's more contentious actions deemed unconstitutional. The ACS is advocating for senators from both parties to thoroughly evaluate whether judicial nominees possess the requisite legal expertise, temperament, and independence necessary to fulfill their roles as impartial arbiters of the law. The organization is actively engaged in efforts to ensure that the courts reflect the diverse makeup of the American populace, stressing that this diversity is integral to the judiciary's legitimacy and effectiveness. In related news, Illinois Treasurer Michael Frerichs has announced that he will not seek the U.S. Senate seat being vacated by Senator Dick Durbin, who recently declared he would not run for re-election in 2026. Frerichs communicated his decision through a heartfelt message to supporters, citing significant personal changes in his life, including his marriage and the birth of twins. "I don't want to miss their games, their recitals, or even that many bedtimes," he stated, emphasizing his desire to prioritize family over the demands of a Senate campaign. This decision opens the door for other potential candidates, including Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton and several U.S. representatives, to vie for a significant position in Illinois politics. Adding to the legislative landscape, the Senate is also set to vote on the Genius Act, a bill intended to regulate stablecoins. Initially passed by the Senate Banking Committee with bipartisan support, the bill now faces uncertainty as several Democratic senators have expressed their reluctance to back it in its current form. The group of 9 pro-crypto Democrats cited concerns over essential provisions related to anti-money laundering and national security. This development indicates a growing divide within the party regarding cryptocurrency regulation, making it increasingly complex for Senate leadership to secure the necessary support for the bill. The intersection of these events underscores a broader narrative of governance in the United States, where judicial integrity, personal commitments, and legislative clarity are all under scrutiny. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the ACS call to action, Frerichs' decision, and the ongoing discussions around stablecoin regulation collectively illuminate the challenges and responsibilities that lawmakers face in upholding democratic principles. Moving forward, the outcomes of these developments will likely shape the trajectory of both judicial and financial regulatory practices in the nation, providing critical insights into the ongoing evolution of American democracy. In a significant development within the political landscape, Congresswoman Harriet Hageman announced that her office has been selected to participate in the Green and Gold Congressional Aid Program. This program, designed to provide paid fellowships to eligible veterans, Gold Star families, and active duty spouses, aims to enhance their professional prospects through hands-on experience within the U.S. House of Representatives. The initiative reflects an increasing recognition of the unique challenges faced by military families and veterans, particularly in securing the benefits and services they have earned. In her statement, Hageman expressed her commitment to serving Wyoming's veteran community. Wyoming has an incredible veteran population, and my office serves as a resource to assist them with receiving their benefits and ensuring our active military and veteran community are well represented in Congress, she said. This sentiment underscores the importance of having congressional staff who understand the specific needs of military families, a goal that Hageman believes the fellowship program will help achieve. Interested candidates can apply through a designated link, emphasizing the program's exclusivity to those with military connections. Meanwhile, the political arena is also witnessing the emergence of new candidates as the 2026 elections loom. Lexi Doherty, previously defeated by U.S. Representative Mike Collins in 2024, has announced her return to the race for Georgia's 10th congressional district. Her campaign is grounded in themes of economic justice and job creation, with a platform that prioritizes affordable housing and rural development. In a recent campaign video, Doherty highlighted a contrast with Collins, criticizing his perceived detachment from local concerns by stating, "My congressman is one of Elon Musk's personal favorites." This approach seeks to resonate with voters who feel overlooked by established politicians. Doherty's emphasis on her working-class background and her advocacy for policies like raising the minimum wage and defending Medicare and Social Security reflect a broader trend among candidates aiming to connect with everyday voters. "Everyone knows we need change," she asserted, positioning herself as a candidate for the people rather than a politician focused on popularity. In Iowa, another political shift is underway as State Senator Sarah Trone Garriott announced her candidacy for the U.S. House of Representatives targeting Iowa's 3rd Congressional District. Her background as a Lutheran minister and nonprofit leader positions her as a candidate with a profound understanding of community needs. Trone Garriott will challenge incumbent Representative Zach Nunn, who has been endorsed by the National Republican Congressional Committee, indicating a competitive race ahead. Her candidacy adds to the growing list of challengers aiming to unseat established incumbents in the upcoming elections. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the intertwining of veterans' issues, economic justice, and local representation will likely dominate the discourse leading up to the 2026 elections. The Green and Gold Congressional Aid Program exemplifies a commitment to integrating military voices into legislative processes, while candidates like Doherty and Trone Garriott are set to challenge the status quo, advocating for the needs of their constituents. The coming months will be crucial in determining how these initiatives and campaigns shape the future of American politics and governance, in a significant development for the legal landscape surrounding medical marijuana. The Supreme Court of the United States recently declined to hear a challenge to Mississippi's stringent advertising restrictions on cannabis. The decision, made on May 5, 2025, effectively upholds a state law that imposes near-total limitations on how medical marijuana can be marketed. This ruling has raised concerns among dispensary owners about their First Amendment rights and the broader implications for the cannabis industry. The roots of this legal battle trace back to 2020, when Mississippi voters overwhelmingly approved the use of medical marijuana. However, the state government has since implemented strict controls over its advertisement, leaving dispensary owners like Clarence Cockcroft, who runs True Source Medical Cannabis, feeling stifled. Cockcroft, who sought the Supreme Court's intervention, argued that the inability to advertise his business infringes on his free speech rights. "I was hoping the Supreme Court would hear our case so my business could be treated just like any other legal business in the state of Mississippi," he stated, emphasizing the challenges faced by his dispensary, which is located in an industrial area with limited visibility. The legal foundation for the Supreme Court's decision stems from the complex relationship between state and federal laws regarding marijuana. Despite states like Mississippi legalizing medical cannabis, marijuana remains classified as an illegal substance under federal law. The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals sided with this interpretation, asserting that Cockcroft does not possess a First Amendment right to advertise his business due to the federal status of marijuana. The Institute for Justice, which represented Cockcroft, contended that such restrictions placed dispensaries in First Amendment limbo, highlighting the inconsistent legal environment surrounding cannabis across the United States. Mississippi's advertising restrictions are among the most severe in the nation, prohibiting promotion through billboards, newspapers, television, social media, and email lists. Similar laws are observed in neighboring states like Arkansas and Alabama, further complicating the landscape for medical marijuana businesses seeking to reach potential customers. Katrin Marquez, an attorney with the Institute for Justice, criticized the outright ban, stating, "An outright ban on all medical cannabis advertising serves no legitimate public purpose." The implications of this ruling extend beyond Mississippi, as it underscores the ongoing tension between state-level legalization and federal prohibition. While the Biden administration has made efforts to reclassify marijuana to a less dangerous status, progress has stalled, leaving many dispensaries without the ability to effectively market their products. As this legal dichotomy persists, the future of cannabis advertising remains uncertain, with the potential for continued legal battles on the horizon. As the cannabis industry evolves, advocates like Cockcroft are left to navigate a complex and often contradictory legal framework. The Supreme Court's refusal to engage with this case signals that the fight for equitable treatment in the advertising of medical cannabis is far from over. Stakeholders in the industry will be watching closely as they seek to balance their business interests with the regulatory landscape that continues to shift beneath them.